Also, attorneys for former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn today saying they plan to ask a federal judge to dismiss the criminal case against him altogether because of what they call egregious government misconduct. That in a filing today, his defense attorney, Sidney Powell, alleging federal prosecutors buried evidence, including edited FBI 302 interview notes that could exonerate her client. We'll be taking all of that up in detail with Sidney Powell here tomorrow evening. She's among our guests. We hope you'll join us then. And joining us tonight, Tom Fitton, president of Judicial Watch. Tom, good to see you. And let's start with, first of all, Sidney Powell's defense of General Flynn. It looks as though there has been an absolutely atrocious miscarriage of justice against the general.
Oh, that's for sure. And the Justice Department, even worse, is defending the indefensible and saying that anything Sidney Powell's saying can't be taken with any veracity or any seriousness by a court. In this case, Judge Sullivan. I don't know what's going on over at the Justice Department, but if I were the Attorney General, in the least, I would freeze the case to examine the issues of misconduct. Because you can bet Judge Sullivan in the long run, I think, is going to take a look at this case and demand some accountability from the Justice Department. And Attorney General Barr needs to get ahead of the ball here and take some ownership here and say, look, we don't understand what went on under the last Attorney General in terms of the targeting of Mr. Flynn or General Flynn. Yeah. And we need to figure this out given these allegations that are out there that are credible, based on government documents. It's not based on conjecture. It looks like they hid 302 material. It looks like they ambushed.
They say they can't find it. Find 302s. Sidney Powell is alleging that it's clear that someone, obviously a prosecutor or an agent or someone, changed 302s.
Well, the question is, can Peter Strzok be trusted in this area? Because he's one of the interviewing FBI agents. There was an initial meeting with General Flynn, an initial set of notes, and then the 302 that was finalized didn't happen until some time later, and it was on that he was charged with lying to FBI investigators, even though there had been a conclusion early on there was no lying.
By the way,
this is a nightmare in terms of ethics at the Justice Department.
We should point out that conclusion came from Andrew McCabe, who said who acknowledged that the interviewing agents didn't think he was lying at all.
You know, this was, again, one of the first of the Mueller abuses, and it highlights the crisis of confidence in the Justice Department and the FBI caused by Mueller's misconduct that Attorney General Barr needs to clean up forthwith.
And I want to turn quickly to the farce that is underway in the House of Representatives. The president today saying the Republicans should release their own transcripts of witnesses who've been interviewed. Given what we've seen today, do you think that's good counsel?
Well, they should demand the release of all the transcripts that the Democrats say they have in the least, because I tell you, when you look at what's being released today, it's a big yawner. You have deep state bureaucrats complaining that the president is being president by recalling an ambassador and being concerned about corruption in Ukraine. But incredibly, you also have confirmation that the former U.S. Ambassador Yovanovitch, had authorized the monitoring of the social media accounts of Americans. Now, she said she didn't know who specifically was being monitored and didn't think that it was illegal. But our reporting suggests that the State Department in D.C. said, stop it because it's illegal. Yeah. Our reporting shows, Lou, you were on the list, including Giuliani was on the list, and Donald Trump Jr. was on the list, a whole host of Fox News people, other journalists.
Sean Hannity, I mean, those guys are really in good company, don't you think?
What was she worried about? That she was monitoring Biden, Ukraine, Soros, Giuliani?
I love the way she answered.
Go ahead.
I just love the way she answered the question when specifically asked about me. Said, was he ultimately monitored? And she said, no, I don't know. I like the no better than the I don't know. But anyway, Tom, it's great to have you with us as always. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Tom Fitton, Judicial Watch, and they do great work for this country.